why am I changing my behavior? Because y'all are racist. Like, why? That's now I'm acting weird and out of sorts and suspicious because I'm trying not to make you suspicious. Welcome to Racist of the Week. My name is Reese Waters. This is where we expose the stupidity and hypocrisy of discrimination in hopes we can build a more perfect union. And also laugh. As usual, I would like to thank today's sponsor, Racism. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the page. And definitely leave me any possible suggestions for nominees in the comments or email me at reese@reesewaters.com. And shout out to all my new members here on the channel. Today's nominee, Michelle Bishop. Or should I call her Stroller Karen? Stroller Karen's shocking treatment of wealthy black neighbor exposed by doorbell cam. And man, if doorbell cams haven't coming up key, actually all cams really been coming up key lately. Camera technology was really problematic for your casual racists. You know, they were really getting it in before camera technology. I mean, they still getting it in. We just have footage. A white mother of two flew into a panic when she thought a black man was following her while jogging in her affluent neighborhood in Ohio, only to later learn he was simply pulling into his home. Oh, Ohio, you say? We doing this again? We really doing this again, Ohio? I don't know. Maybe he was running from the nachos in Columbus. Oh, this wasn't in Columbus? Oh, this was J.D. Vance territory. All right. Well, you know what, your boy Vivek Ramaswamy coming through. He could probably help you out with that. You know he don't rock with us roaming around free. Michelle Bishop was jogging with her two young kids in their neighborhood in Ohio when she became convinced that the man was following her in his car. She bounded up to a home thinking she'd find refuge, ringing the doorbell frantically and complaining to the woman who answered that she was being followed. Unbeknownst to her, the house belonged to DeMichael Jenkins, the very man she was accusing. Well, that's awkward now, isn't it? That is awkward. I've been in situations like that. I have, actually, when you have a decision to make. Like, I don't know if you ever been in a hurry. Like, sometimes I've been in a hurry and I'll be like walking very quickly up the street and I realize that like I'm walking up on a white lady and she's going to be suspicious. Now, I have a choice. I can either slow down to make her feel more comfortable, but why am I changing my behavior? Because y'all are racist. Like, why? That's now I'm acting weird and out of sorts and suspicious because I'm trying not to make you suspicious. Got us out here doing racist multiplication tables. That's what we got to do. Don't be by yourself with somebody in the elevator and they press the button that's your floor. I have gotten off at the wrong floor just to come back down to that floor because I didn't want to make it weird. Then I got to look myself in the mirror and ask myself what in the world my life has come to. You know, I probably wouldn't have had to do that if I had shoes and a shirt on. I probably would have been okay if I had shoes and a shirt on at the time. And I didn't have that Mad Dog 2020. I probably would have been all right without the Mad Dog. This was in my 20s. It was a different time. His wife, Brittany, answered, "He's pulling in because he lives here. That's my husband," she explained. Bishop refused to believe them. "I don't believe that," she said before running away with her son in her arms and her daughter following close behind, leaving the stroller to fall off the Jenkins porch. Now, a couple things. So for you to not believe it would mean that the random lady who answered the door just on a dime decided to lie in cahoots with the guy who's following you. For you to not believe it would mean they are some sort of criminal team and you just happened on the house that his partner was occupying at the time. Is that what you would rather believe? I tell you this, they better destroy that footage before her daughter grows up and sees she was left behind while she grabbed her son. She could then be seen running around the neighborhood screaming help at the top of her lungs in other security footage. Bishop even called the local police department. That's how committed she was that this was some sort of criminal team working together. She called the local police. Turned out he was just on his way home the night of the incident, November 19th, and was driving slowly through the neighborhood to admire his Christmas lights. Y'all had Christmas lights out November 19th? Somebody got to call HOA. That's not okay. That's not okay. That is the biggest offense I have heard yet. Run the clip. I'm gonna have to stop us right here. Did you say you were jogging with your kids? Cause this looks like nighttime. Is that you went jogging at night with your kids? That's goals right there. That is goal. I have never in my life, and I feel like I've worked very hard, I've never in my life lived in a place where I would feel comfortable jogging with my kids at night. I've not. That's goals. I want to be where you are. Oh, wanna be where you are. Oh. Either that or you're insane. And actually, given the context, given the context, that's probably it.
Do you live here?
Yeah.
You do?
Papa.
I don't believe that.
What?
I don't believe that.
So where are you going?
Rory, come on. Rory, come on.
He actually asked a phenomenal question. So he's driving home. He gets in his driveway. She asks him, "Do you live here?" "Yeah." "I don't believe that." To which the brilliance of his response, "What are you doing here? What are you doing? You are standing in the driveway of a home that's not yours, questioning the man who's pulling in." That's some audacity. That is some audacity. That's some caucasity is what that is. Now, you might be responding to her yelling help. I am responding to that discarded stroller. Has that been picked up yet? Those things are expensive.
Did someone come here?
That was my wife. She got some.
Who chased her?
Now that's another great question. The Jenkins, they throwing. Hey, who chased her? Her daughter. I think it was her daughter.
She said somebody in the silver
Guy
truck.
in a gray truck, and he came around the corner, and I was in the street, and so I come up and I just have my kids, and so I'm like gonna pretend that I'm coming home, and so I pull up and I start walking to your back gate, and he stops here and he goes, "Are you looking for someone?" And I said, "Nope," and then he sat here, and I was like, "I need to get in."
Well, that's my husband. That's why he lives here. Yeah. He lives here. So he came in and he said there was this lady screaming, and I'm like, that's...
She got all worried that she
scared the crap out of me.
How?
I'm sorry.
How did he scare you, though?
Now, let me first say that I believe I misread the above, that it was actually her conversation with him where she said that she didn't believe that the guy lived there, which... What made you not believe that, man? What made you not believe that? because we're gonna get to how you are the opposite of racist. We're gonna get to that. I'm just like, well, what was the locks? Was it the? It seemed like he got nice pants on, and you know, he wasn't. Was he playing loud rap music? Like, what made you not believe that? You know, what made you not believe that? But I love Miss Jenkins' question, where she says, "How did he scare you? How did he scare you?" And the answer is the exact same to what made you not believe that. How did he oogly boogly? Like, how did he just popped out the car all of a sudden? Like, he stepped out the car with 2 feet at the same time? That would be scary. Like, how did he scare you, ma'am?
I just seen her in the driveway and I was like, are you looking for somebody?
Well, you just have to understand my point of view. Being by myself with 2 kids, I just saw a car coming, and so I was like, oh, it scared me, and so I just pulled up here, and I kept thinking, this could be his house. But you didn't say, this is my home. You just said, are you looking? And I was like,
I did. When you was on the porch, you asked me, did I live here? I said, yeah.
And you said, no, you don't.
Yeah, those are the things we have to contend with in one of the best neighborhoods in Ohio, according to him. Bishop has since issued a groveling defense, insisting her actions that night were not racially motivated. Again, okay, what made you not believe him? A, and how did he scare you? B, good luck answering those two with an answer that is not racially motivated. But at the time, she apparently had trouble believing the man she thought was following her was just a neighbor. A short while later, the Jenkins' surveillance footage shows Bishop's husband returned to the house to collect their stroller. Dang! I thought I had one. Man! And I got relatives, I got in-laws in Ohio. I could have got that. They don't miss nothing. He said that she had told him somebody was chasing her to the home, to which Jenkins' wife replied that it was just her husband. You scared the C out of me, Bishop added as Jenkins walked onto the porch. The couple then apologized while Jenkins explained that he just saw Bishop on the driveway and asked if she was looking for someone. Well, you just have to understand my point of view being by myself. I have 2 kids, she tried to explain. Okay, well, in similar circumstances, the idea that you are making sure the neighborhood is safe and you are looking out for your house and home, you are protecting your domicile and your neighbors, has been used as justification to just run up on black people and demand they legitimize their existence. Now, you're standing with your 2 kids on his property, but I gotta understand your point of view as he's trying to come home. Yeah, good luck answering, because it's not racially motivated. So I wish you the best of luck. I'm gonna give you the Scantron sheet. You put your answers on in the number 2 pencil. Just good luck. Good luck answering that. When she was asked why she didn't believe Jenkins was the homeowner, she claimed, it was the way that you were talking. I was really caught off guard. The way he was talking. Now, we actually have him talking on the video. And I don't know if I heard that voice just blind. I don't know if I heard that voice that I would immediately jump to, that man does not own a home. Like, hold on. Let me do a listening test.
I just seen her in the driveway and I was like, are you looking for somebody?
No, all I got was that he has never had Rap Snacks. I didn't go to I don't think he has a charcuterie board. Yeah. And I think he has a drawer full of old grocery bags somewhere in the house. That's all I would say. I don't think he could buy hair care products off Amazon. I really hope that you're not upset with me, she said, as Jenkins' wife suggested they go back into the house and Bishop's husband tries to wrangle her back into the car. Jenkins told Bishop he was just admiring his Christmas lights and he wasn't following her, to which Bishop said, why would you have Christmas lights out November 19th? She didn't say that, but if she would have said that, I could maybe ride with that. You know what I mean? I maybe could have rode with that, but that's not what she said. Speaking about the now viral incident, Jenkins, who builds homes in the neighborhood, said he was driving home around 6 p.m. when he noticed Bishop and her 2 kids in his driveway. He said that he asked her if she was looking for someone, but Bishop ignored him and ran to his front porch. Jenkins then proceeded to park his car while the woman rang the doorbell. Now, props to Jenkins. Props to Jenkins, because I just outlined the math that we have to do in situations like this. You know what I mean? He could have just decided to go get gas or went to the store, but he was like, this is my house, so I'm going to go to my house and not start acting erratically based on what you might think. And that is to be commended. When she then ran from the home screaming for help, Jenkins said that he started to worry. I'm in fear because I know what we face as black men in America. And once again, her yelling help through the neighborhood. Yeah, her just roaming, yelling help through the neighborhood. Yeah, that did something to me. That did something to me, knowing he was out there while she's screaming help. He added that he had to control my emotions when Bishop said that she didn't believe he was a resident because I knew where it could have escalated. And that is another great point, because at no point did he get out of pocket or get upset, which he righteously could have been. He righteously could have been. How many times have we seen in the reverse scenario, people agitated just based on you being on my property and using that fact to enable any manner of aggression and escalation? He did none of that. I'm thinking, well, what if she had a gun? Would she have been running, or would I have been running? His wife also said the incident made them feel unwelcome and unsafe in their own neighborhood where they've been living for the past 3 years and built their home from the ground up. We have 2 boys and he leads our family. He protects our family, she said of her husband. It's a lot of weight, it's a lot of pain, it's a lot of emotion. She added that she thought that they would receive a personal apology in the aftermath, even some flowers and a note, but nothing ever came from Bishop, her husband, or the homeowners association. I reached out to the HOA immediately after it happened, the wife said. HOA ghosted me for lack of a better word. Now, that is fascinating. So you mean to tell me that all this is now gone viral and the HOA is now outed for doing nothing as this little incident occurred and they were made aware? Okay. No, because they deserve all the shaming they deserve all the shaming they get. Now, I tell you this, I wouldn't pay January. I ain't paying January. And she was on my tulips. Huh? They don't bloom in the wintertime? Well, they not gonna bloom in the summertime now. But in a lengthy live video on her Facebook page, she claims she did apologize to the family twice. Well, that's interesting. Let's go ahead and check that out. She said she had received heavy criticism, with many calling her out for racial profiling, but insisted she did not have racist intentions. Oh boy.
Hello, everybody here on Facebook. I'll give it a quick second for any of you guys that want to jump on. But I just want to come on here and address what's going around right now, because it's pretty messy. Yeah, I think there's a massive misunderstanding, and now I believe that there is an agenda that's being pushed, and my heart is crushed. So, waiting for you guys to pop on.
So now it's an agenda that's being pushed. Woo! Now, because I still haven't received your responses and your answers from from how he scared you and why you didn't believe him. I still haven't gotten those two while you say that this agenda is being pushed. That agenda is just responding to the facts of the case, which you have yet to materially affect at all. And by the way, while we're at it, shout out to the commenters here. You were the one trespassing on his property. Just say how you really feel. I think you lack accountability. Well done. Well done. Y'all was on top of it.
Okay. I just went live on my Instagram. So if you guys jumping on, I'm just sharing the same thing here too as well. I unfortunately have had to make all of my Instagram accounts, our business accounts, private because we are being really harshly attacked over there, as well as in our direct messages, to the point of now me getting personal text messages calling me a racist pig and more. So, yeah, we're being told to watch our back and all the things. So I want to jump on here because my Facebook is public, and for those of you guys who are telling me that I owe a public apology, one, I will not apologize for making any sort of racist remark. I am the furthest thing from a racist.
Now, we have seen that said before. Matter of fact, I think I just did a racist of the week where somebody claimed that they were the furthest thing from a racist. I don't think you guys understand, and I get it, because in 2025 people don't understand the meanings of words anymore, the English language. I'm talking to you, James Comer. The furthest thing from a racist. So you love black people? Is that what you love black people? Huh? You used to go downtown, go see Mos Def, Talib Kweli back in the day. What? Because if that was the case, your interaction probably would have been a little different. If you really love black people like that, I didn't see no excitement or nothing. No, she let the stroller go all down the stairs, left the daughter. That ain't the furthest thing.
I will, however, apologize that my expression could ever come across in such a way, or that somebody could think something of that nature of myself and my family. So, long story short, I need to give the context because there's a lot of y'all who are, I'm sure, coming to my page right now.
So she has no idea how anybody could possibly come to that conclusion. I can answer that one for you. They saw the footage. Yeah, they saw it. That's how. Because they saw what happened. That's how they came to that conclusion. I also love how adamant she was. I will not apologize for doing anything racist. Are you going to apologize at all? You were on their property. You did tell him you didn't believe that he didn't live there. Those things happen. So if you wanted to diffuse there being any racist intent, then at just a bare minimum, you owe them an apology for the inconvenience and the mischaracterization, but you're not even going to do that. So that's looking pretty racist. Yeah, that's looking pretty racist based on your behavior, based on me seeing the footage not once, but twice. Now, she said that she was only concerned with her children's safety and said that she couldn't see Jenkins' race at the time because it was dark outside. Now, while I might believe that she didn't see his race when he was in the car, she certainly did when she was telling him she didn't believe that he lived there. She went on to claim that a registered offender once showed up at her house when she lived in Texas, and as a child, a man banged on her door during an apparent manhunt. So as a result, you don't believe that anybody lives in the homes that they initially pull into? Is that what it is? It's just a tick. Every time somebody pulls into a home, you be like, I bet they don't live there. Is that that what you're saying? Bishops also said that after she fled in Jenkins' front porch, she fled to a neighbor's home who informed her that a black family lives there. She said she then insisted to the neighbor and her husband that the man who was following her was a young white man, and claimed her neighbor even wrote a letter affirming she described Jenkins as a white man. So the neighbor wrote a letter affirming that you described Jenkins as a white man. Why would the neighbor have written a letter involving how you describe the person? Is that a normal thing that happens?
I'm gonna write a letter.
I mean, writing letters, period. I haven't written a letter in 15 years. I have no idea. I tell you what, Michelle, that sounds a lot like track covering. That sounds a lot like covering your tracks is what that sounds like, because otherwise you have to convince me that letters are regularly being written in 2025. Then on her way home after speaking with Jenkins, Bishop says she saw the cops circling the neighborhood. The officers then told her there was a misunderstanding. She recounted there was never racial intent ever, as she began to sob. What I apologize for is sorry for sharing the story of me being scared. I could absolutely be slower to speak. At least she apologized for something. Still, she said she's not apologizing for overdoing her reaction and would even do it again due to her past history of being followed. Now that's where you would do it again, really. And, you know, it's the boldness, it's the fake toughness for me, because we saw you run away and leave old girl. Like, we saw all that. Like, why you want to be a keyboard warrior now? The way that I reacted, I would do it a million times over, because what if that really would have happened? Meanwhile, Jenkins said he has no ill will towards Bishop, and even said he feels like her showing up on his porch that night was an act of God for him to be an example of what emotional control looks like. I'm a real estate developer. I build houses from the ground up, single family houses, but I thought that moving to the most wealthy neighborhood in Ohio, that this was the right thing to do. Oh, LeBron live over there? Huh? No, they got LeBron and Miles Garrett live over there. So she should be used to black people. But maybe my focus needs to be building communities that's for us and by us, so we can inspire people that look like us. And while I wouldn't wish this kind of thing on anybody, because we know what the possible outcomes are, it does look like it was a good thing for Mr. Jenkins, because we all know Mr. Jenkins, and he is a real estate developer. So not bad. Not bad at all. Shout out to Chris Evans, who is chronicling this entire thing on social media. Okay, so I've gone down a rabbit hole, and apparently she's a fairly well-known fitness wellness influencer and has somewhat of a cult following of suburban white women. She's done videos of herself eating wilted lettuce with Splenda on it, warning the Facebook mamas about being trafficked in the Walmart parking lot. Huh. Well, that would kind of track with an exaggerated response to something like this. Yeah. This incident happened in November. She immediately went home and retold the story on Instagram Live, but told her followers he was aggressive towards her. She ran into another lady's house for refuge, claimed she was being chased, and called the police. It was only after she lied that the black family released this footage exposing her. She effed around and found out. Well, this seems like an open and shut case, Michelle. I want to thank you for playing. I award you no points. And you probably should report directly to jail, but since we don't criminalize things like this, we gonna have to take all the electronics. Yeah, you just going, yeah, we'll at least keep them all private, because nah, we not We're not doing that. One other thing too, she mentioned that her neighbor told her that a black family did in fact live there. I have questions.
You can't live somewhere more than like 5 months and not run into your neighbors, especially if like you're someone that goes on a stroll every night. Like you would definitely notice the house that's right across the street from you. Right? It's the biggest house on the block. It's the bougiest house on the block. And this is why, with all of this information, I don't believe that white lady did not know that there was a black family living across the street from her. I'm a firm believer that that whole little charade of whatever the fuck she did, that was purposeful. Like, I don't believe in coincidences like that. I don't believe that you just didn't know who your neighbor was, number one. Mind you, he's been living in the house that he built, that house, nicest one on the block, for 3 years. Okay, anyway, like, you have kids, you haven't seen their kids. Like, I'm sorry, but kids typically have the same schedules. Like, they go to school or daycare or some shit. It's just not believable. Like, all of it just sounds like such a scheme and a lie in a nasty way that a racist was trying to get a black man murdered. Like, just take 1 second and take a step back. It was giving her acting debut, and nobody fell for it. It's giving jealousy.
Now, I kept it light during the course of this because thankfully this did not end as badly as it possibly could have. But one thing we know is the reality of that woman screaming help, yelling through the neighborhood with her kids at that time of night opens up a whole world of negative consequences that Mr. Jenkins was subject to. And that is something which she absolutely should address, regardless of whether or not you are going to own the clear bias and racism by virtue of your inability to articulate how he scared you or why you didn't believe him. So we know what it is. Acknowledging the reality that he was confronted with would also be the bare minimum of emerging from this case with me regarding you as approximating a decent human being. That's number one. Number two, to Jenkins's point about building neighborhoods that are for us and by us, we know the kind of discrimination that is still rife right now just when it comes to housing. I want to send you out on this. Here's an article from NPR. Inga Selders, a city council member in a suburb of Kansas City, wanted to know if there were provisions preventing homeowners from legally having backyard chickens. I'm just going to keep reading. So she combed through deeds in the county recorder's office for 2 days looking for specific language. At one point, she stumbled across some language, but it had nothing to do with chickens. I would argue that it kind of did, but I heard the rumors, and there it was, Selders recalled. It was disgusting. It made my stomach turn to see it there in black and white. What Selders found was a racially restrictive covenant in the Prairie Village Homeowners Association property records that says none of said land may be conveyed to, used, owned, or occupied by Negroes as owners or tenants. The covenant applied to all 1,700 homes in the Homeowners Association. The date on this article? 2021. Yeah, this is what's going on right now. So, congratulations, Michelle Bishop, for the first video that we saw, and then the second video that we saw, and then how you initially characterize it on Instagram Live and not acknowledging Jenkins' reality. You can actually maybe get 4 of these Racist of the Week nominations, but we gonna settle on sending you yours express mail. Congratulations, you are Racist of the Week. If you guys have any nominees, go ahead and put them in the comments. You can email me at reese@reesewaters.com. I'm gonna spend my time looking at these covenants. Yeah, no, because I'm just trying to make sure there's no Cowboys fans allowed to own my home. I don't care what happens. It's too many of them in DC. They're not gonna degrade my joint.